Hello, friends. This upcoming Sunday is a communion Sunday, so you are invited. If you have not gone to the store already, to grab some grape juice, wine, bread, anything like that that you may need so that we can partake together. This past week, we experienced another celebrity death. And celebrity deaths are always interesting because we grieve for celebrities oftentimes like we may grieve for our own family, and there's a whole host of reasons why that happens that I'm not going to get into today. But I'm talking specifically today about Chadwick Boseman. This is someone who portrayed Jackie Robinson on screen as well as the Black Panther. When I say Black Panther, I don't mean like Black Panther. I mean the Marvel superhero, the Black Panther. And if you were to talk to anyone really my age or younger, they're going to tell you exactly who that is. And it's really important, this character, the Black Panther, this superhero, because I have heard firsthand the stories of children who have said, you know, this is the first person I've seen on screen, the first superhero who looks like me or who looks like my daddy. And that is incredibly important to have role models and superheroes, you know, visions of human excellence that look like you. And then, well, he died this week. And this is someone who is, in many ways, iconic. And I use that term iconic very intentionally. All sorts of people are iconic, right? You might say Lady Gaga is iconic. You might say Adele is iconic. You might say Al Capone was iconic. And so today I just want to talk about what it means to be iconic from a religious standpoint. And then we'll go back to these people, or maybe some different people, and think about, well, how can we use that to identify what it is that we should celebrate in people. And so the Catholic Church, if you were to walk into one of their sanctuaries, you will see essentially statues, icons of various different saints. And so you might see a statue or an icon of the Virgin Mary. And you can go up to that icon and you can pray to the Virgin Mary. This is something that we don't really do in the Presbyterian Church. And so the idea is that you can encounter the divine by praying to this particular icon. So back in the 1500s, the Protestant Reformation happened, and during this time, the theologians John Calvin and Martin Luther, among others, they really didn't like these icons. They thought them to be blasphemous, totally wrong theologically, and so they went through these iconoclastic periods where they essentially destroyed Catholic icons. I kind of view that as a dark part in Presbyterian history. You may not. It bothers me a little bit that we would just destroy things that are that valuable to others, but we did. And the reason that we did is because they really believed that salvation was at stake. You had to do this because you had to save the people. And so if you were to go into a Lutheran church today, you very likely would not see much in the way of artwork imprinted on the building itself. Presbyterian churches, on the other hand, are a little different because John Calvin, the founder, in a sense, of Presbyterianism, had a slightly different view of religious artwork. He believed that we should not be worshiping a statue, for example, that we should not treat a statue like God, but that artwork was good as long as it was useful for pointing to God. If it was useful for pointing to God, if it somehow reflected the image of God, then it could stay. It was okay. And so that's why if you were to look behind me, you can see up on the cross a bunch of different images of Christ and his ministry. You can see Jesus and his disciples sitting around the table. You can see all sorts of little different gospel scenes because this is useful for pointing to and reflecting the image of God. So now thinking back to people, I think that we should treat people the same way. not worshiping them as deities, not raising them on a pedestal, but simply saying, what is it about these people that point to and reflect the image of God? So then with Chadwick Boseman, for example, he represented on screen excellence and respect and dignity and values and importance, a superhero for a group of people who quite often have been historically marginalized. And so in that sense, by filling the screen with dignity, he was reflecting for them and for others the image of God in a way. I think about some people who have died in my own life, and I think about, well, this person just had this infectious smile and laughter, and he welcomed people in like no one else. And, there's someone who reflected the image of God in the way that he welcomed people in. And so I invite you then to think through a couple different questions. Who are these icons, if you want to use that term? Who are these icons in your life? Who are the people that you love and respect? It could be a celebrity. It could be someone who has died. It could be someone that you just encounter on a regular or semi-regular basis. Then I want you to go a little deeper and answer these two questions. What is it about them that you love most? And they're not God, but also, what is it about them that points to and reflects the image of God? Because that, friends, that reflecting of the image of God, that is human excellence. That is the best thing we can do for one another.